everyone. Hope you are having an amazing week this week. Just wanted to jump on here and do a quick video for us all before I officially probably go out on maternity leave, more than likely this week, with Hezekiah joining us. So there's just a couple of things I wanted to quickly go over, some things I've observed that I think will help us in pre-K while I'm out, but then of course once I come back and jump back in as well. So I'm just going to quickly list a couple of those things off. One thing that I think will really help, especially our older kids' classroom, and right now I know our 2, 3, 4, 5s is combined. We have one more week of that this Sunday. Then in July, we're going to expand into the library because we won't have growth tracks. That will really help some of the congestion in that room. But in the meantime, and even moving forward, I would love to have us all be on the same page about some attention grabbers that we can use, that the kids can learn to know, when we need to grab their attention. So one of those is like 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, and then they're supposed to respond 1, 2, eyes on you. So that's one I would love across the board for us all to use to get them familiar with, saying something and talking back to us to get their attention. There's also another one I think would be great for us to use, and we can do if you hear me clap once, and they're supposed to clap once. If you can hear me clap twice, clapping twice, and if you can hear me clap 3 times, they're supposed to clap 3 times, and by that time you should have everybody's attention in the room. Of course, it's going to take us a little while and the kids a little while to get used to this, but I really think that it's going to help us to get their attention in those moments that we need their attention for teaching and learning all about Jesus that week. So I would love to start using those who are teaching in our older kids' classrooms. If you can start integrating that as best as you can, that would be awesome. Another thing I think that would really help, and this I'm going to implement it, as best as we can while I'm out. Obviously you guys are going to be the ones in the room. I won't be there for most of the month of July. So do what you can, utilize it to the best of your ability. And then once I get back, I'm planning on, having an all team meeting, and we can kind of talk about some of the things that are working, not working, and how we can switch some of those things about. But if you can, while I'm out, try to implement. I've been seeing that especially again, in the older kids' classroom, there's quite a bit of time at the end after we've done our lesson, 20 to 30 minutes really even, that normally we go back kind of just into playing, and that can be just another chaotic time because we got them all corralled and listening to the message and doing the craft, and then we kind of just let them loose again. But I would love to almost implement, kind of if you ever worked in a pre-K environment, is something called centers. So where maybe when they're watching the video, we can have the teacher and the helping hand, extra teacher and helping hand, set up the stations. Like this is a block station in this corner. This is the kitchen station. This is the coloring station. I have a little sheet I wrote out that I'm going to share in the group me of the different stations that you could do. And then ideally, a helping hand or a teacher could be at each station, and, 3 to 4 kids max at each station. And then we can, do a 5 to 10 minute alarm to switch stations, probably really 5 minutes, and we'll switch stations just to create a little bit more of organization. They're still playing, but it's a more organized playing, so it doesn't feel so chaotic. And I think that would help with cleanup at the end and everything. So again, hold it loosely. I don't want to, implement too many crazy things, but I do think it might help, especially in this last week, just feeling some of that congestion in that 2, 3, 4, 5 room. But I think eventually it will help us too as we continue to grow and our rooms continue to grow. I think it'll be a great option to have. I know this video is getting long. I want to quicken it up. Last couple things. While I'm out, I know we talked about it in our last team meeting, but if for some reason you can't serve on the week you've been assigned, if you can do your best to try and fill your spot with somebody else. Ideally, I'm going to probably say if you can message them through GroupMe for now, since we're all on GroupMe, you should be able, anybody in the GroupMes you've been involved in, so if you're in the pre-K GroupMe, you should have access to personally message somebody in that GroupMe and ask them if they can switch you weeks or cover you. I don't know if I want to give out everybody's phone numbers yet, just until we all decide if that's something we want to do. I just know phone numbers are something that are kind of private, personal, so I don't want to give everybody's phone number out if people aren't comfortable with that. So if you can help me while I'm out and help fill your spots, if there's a week that you're normally in there that you can't be, that would be so, so helpful. And of course, if not, message me and we'll get it all figured out. Second thing that I had been observing and Sherry noticed too while she was up here is we have a lot of kids who bring in snacks or drinks. And really, Destiny asks that we only have Cheerios and water in the classrooms, mainly for allergy reasons, because that's something that we can control. Also, it helps with arguments and things like that. With, if kid brings in something that can't be shared, then we have arguments and things like that. So if you guys can help me remind parents while I'm out, slowly integrating again, gently, nothing like the hammer's coming down or anything, but gently, request, hey, in the future, if we cannot be bringing in any outside food or drinks for allergy purposes, it's just Cheerios and water in the classrooms. And then while I'm out, speaking of being out, I'm going to have a couple people kind of overseeing, set up, tear down, anything you guys might need throughout the weeks. And mainly that will be Katrina, Stephanie, and Miss Diana. They're going to, alternate weeks, so they know what week is their week to kind of oversee that. I'll probably put it in a section of PCO just so you all know who to go to for that week if it's your week, scheduled. But those will be my gals to really help me make sure everything's running great while in pre-K, while I'm out for the month of July. So that's the big thing. And then the last thing I was just going to mention, if we can make sure that we are there before or at 9:30 is really when we need to make sure that those classrooms are ready, open to receive kiddos at 9:30. So I know we have the serve team huddle. So if you could grab your coffee, slowly make your way over to the kids' room and be in there by 9:30 ready to receive kiddos, that would be awesome. So I know this was a longer video. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Love you all. Have a great week.